On Christmas Eve, 1978, the world held its breath as millions celebrated the holiday in warm homes, surrounded by family and laughter. The festive air was filled with the smell of roasted turkeys, crackling fires, and the gentle sound of carols. Yet, somewhere above the dark and vast Atlantic Ocean, a chilling mystery was unfolding, one that would leave aviation experts, scientists, and conspiracy theorists perplexed for decades to come. A small twin-engine Cessna 310 aircraft, carrying 5 passengers, was on its routine flight from Puerto Rico to Miami. Among the passengers was a man named Daniel Gray, a reserved yet contemplative individual who seemed preoccupied as he waited to board the aircraft earlier that day. As others hurried to get settled, exchanging pleasantries and loading their belongings, Daniel handed an envelope to the flight attendant with an unusually calm demeanor. "If anything happens," he said quietly, "make sure someone reads this." The flight attendant, puzzled but accustomed to travelers with eccentric habits, nodded and tucked the envelope into her bag. She thought nothing more of it. As the passengers boarded and the engines roared to life, the aircraft's captain, an experienced pilot named Edward Harrington, completed the usual pre-flight checks. A seasoned aviator with over 15 years of flying experience, Edward was no stranger to the unpredictable weather patterns of the Bermuda Triangle. He had flown this route countless times without incident, dismissing the area's notorious reputation as little more than folklore. By 6:45 p.m., the Cessna took off, its lights piercing through the evening mist. The passengers sat quietly, some gazing out of the window at the glittering ocean below, while others closed their eyes, lulled by the rhythmic hum of the engines. Daniel, however, remained still, his hands clasped tightly in his lap, as though bracing himself for something inevitable. Approximately an hour into the flight, the plane began its journey over the infamous Bermuda Triangle, a region bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, notorious for unexplained disappearances of ships and aircraft. The night sky was clear, and there were no reports of adverse weather. Everything seemed routine until 8:12 p.m. when the first signs of trouble emerged. "Mayday, Mayday, this is Cessna 310, Flight November Tango," Edward's voice crackled over the radio. There was a strange tension in his usually steady tone. "We're experiencing severe instrument failure. Requesting immediate assistance." The air traffic controller at Miami International Airport leaned forward, his heart skipping a beat. "Roger that, November Tango. Can you clarify the nature of the malfunction?" There was a pause. The silence stretched on for what felt like an eternity. When Edward finally responded, his voice was laced with confusion. It's not just the instruments. The horizon is gone. The sky and sea, there's no distinction. It's all just light." The controller exchanged worried glances with his colleagues. "November Tango, confirm your altitude and heading. Are you able to navigate visually?" Edward's response was fragmented, almost incoherent. "We're climbing, but not intentionally. It feels like we're being pulled. I don't know, there's a tunnel of light ahead. I've never seen anything like this. Passengers are..." The transmission abruptly cut off, replaced by a deafening static. Attempts to re-establish contact were futile. The Cessna 310 had vanished without a trace. Days turned into weeks, and the search for the missing aircraft intensified. The U.S. Coast Guard, alongside numerous civilian volunteers, scoured thousands of square miles of ocean. Satellites and sonar equipment were deployed, but no debris, no oil slicks, no sign of the plane or its passengers was ever found. It was as though the aircraft had simply evaporated into thin air. The story gained national attention, with headlines declaring it another victim of the Bermuda Triangle's curse. Families of the passengers pleaded for answers, their grief overshadowed by an unbearable uncertainty. The aviation community, however, was skeptical. Experts suggested plausible explanations: an electrical malfunction leading to disorientation, pilot error, or even catastrophic weather conditions not visible on radar. But then, the envelope Daniel Gray had handed to the flight attendant before takeoff resurfaced. Inside, investigators found a single, haunting note written in neat cursive: "If I do not return, know that I have gone to a better place. The world we see is but a fragment of what truly exists. I have long felt its call, and now, I believe my time has come." The note sent shivers down the spines of everyone who read it. Who was Daniel Gray? What did he mean by a better place? Could he have anticipated the events of that fateful night? The media latched onto the cryptic message, fueling wild speculation. Some claimed Daniel was part of a secret government experiment involving time travel or interdimensional exploration. Others believed he was a prophet of sorts, foretelling his own fate. Conspiracy theorists went as far as to suggest that the entire disappearance was orchestrated by extraterrestrial beings. Meanwhile, the families of the other passengers were left grappling with a deep sense of loss and frustration. For them, Daniel's note offered no comfort, only more questions. Years passed, but the mystery refused to fade. Stories of strange phenomena in the Bermuda Triangle resurfaced, with sailors and pilots reporting unexplainable anomalies, sudden compass malfunctions, disorienting fog, and blinding lights. Each account bore eerie similarities to Edward's final transmission. In 1998, 2 decades after the disappearance, a team of deep-sea explorers claimed to have detected unusual metallic readings at the bottom of the ocean near the Triangle Center. They believed they had located the wreckage of the Cessna 310. Excitement swept through the scientific community, but when the team descended to investigate, they found nothing but barren seabed. Some dismissed the readings as a technical error, while others whispered of something far more unsettling, that whatever had taken the plane was not bound by the laws of our world. Today, the story of the Christmas Eve disappearance remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of modern aviation. Despite countless theories, no definitive explanation has ever been found. Some believe the Bermuda Triangle is a portal to another dimension, a gateway to realms beyond human comprehension. Others argue it's a natural phenomenon, albeit one we don't yet fully understand. But for those who lost loved ones that fateful night, the theories mean little. All they want is closure, a chance to say goodbye. And as for Daniel Gray, his enigmatic note continues to haunt those who read it. Was it a warning, a confession, or something else entirely? Perhaps he knew what awaited him, and perhaps, in some inexplicable way, he embraced it. As the waves crash over the dark waters of the Bermuda Triangle, the questions linger. What truly happened to the Cessna 310 on that cold Christmas Eve? Did it succumb to a tragic accident, or did it cross into a place where time and space cease to exist? The answers, if they exist at all, remain hidden beneath the endless depths, a secret lost to the ocean, to history, and perhaps, to another world entirely.